Hi, my name is Alisher, and today I would like to talk about analyzing keywords. So basically, in my last video, one of you guys specifically asked for me to review this topic, and that's exactly why I'm doing this. So to answer your question on how do you analyze your keywords, what kind of tools can you use, the short answer would be you just have to use what is provided by your feed provider. Every feed provider has that kind of tool. Some are better, some are worse. Today I'm going to be focusing on Domain Active because in my opinion they have the best tool for it. But I will shortly go through other feed providers as well. So first of all, you have to log into Domain Active, right? Then select the campaign that you would like to analyze. I have already selected mine. Then you have to go to click hash reports and then choose lender keyword. Then choose the time period that you would like to analyze. Let's go with September, for example. And then, unfortunately, I cannot show you the keywords that are shown here on the left, simply because of privacy reasons, but I'm sure you'll get the idea. So let me first go over the main columns that showcase the most important numbers. So first, it's lender visits and searches. So basically what it showcases, lender visits, from my understanding, should be a person appearing on the landing page. Then lender searches should be when a person clicks on one of the three options on our landing page, right? And then the revenue event is the most important one. It's basically our conversion. It's when a person clicks visit website. So in theory, lender visits and lender searches should often be different because not every person that has gotten to the landing page would click one of the three options. So they would not always click one of the three options. So numbers should be different, but for some reason they're always the same in Domain Active. I'm not sure why, but still all the other information that is provided is usually very much enough to analyze and decide which keyword is better and which one is worse. So revenue per search, that's essentially they take revenue overall and then they divide it by how many searches there were, and you get the RPS, the revenue per search. Usually it kind of helps you determine what is the average payout for that specific keyword is. So that tool is quite useful. Then there's also RPV, or revenue per visit. So basically, because visits and searches are the same in numbers, these usually match each other. Then there's RPM. That's basically how much revenue do you get per 1,000 visits. That can be important. Then there's CTR, click-through rate. Essentially, how many people out of those that, for example, made a search or made a visit, how many of them actually decided to go for the revenue event. So essentially, based on how many people clicked on one of three options, ended up clicking on the visit website button here, right? So why can CTR be important? It can be a great way to kind of understand, you have to understand that keyword is one of the options, right? So basically, if number one option shows the highest CTR, it means that it connects really well with whatever is appearing on the actual landing page, the revenue event page, right? So they connect really well with each other. And it means that basically the keyword that you have is great at warming up the user for whatever appears on the actual revenue or landing page that is here in the middle, right? So they have a great connection. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. So basically, yeah. Or to put it even simpler, the higher the CTR, the better, right? So let's take a look at top three options that we have. Oh, sorry, right here, right? Top 3 options. So basically, our number 1 option is the one that brought us the most revenue. We can see that it's just because by the nature of the algorithm, the most people went to number 1. And even though it brought us the most revenue, it still had far lower CTR compared to options number 2 and 3, right? It had less RPC and RPV compared to those two. So just by looking at it, you can easily see that maybe it's a better idea to actually focus on keyword number 2 and 3. Maybe they actually are better. And so as a result, you can just disconnect keyword number 1, remove it from your campaign, and more traffic will go to number 2 and number 3. So that's how it's done, essentially, the analyzing. Just make sure that, again, higher CTR, the higher the CTR, the better. The higher the RPV and RPC, the better. Higher the RPM, the better. That's the very simple and basic idea of how it happens. So then another thing that is very, very powerful about this tool and what can be very, very important is basically it can showcase to you when is the page showing you the keywords that you have chosen, and when is it that the keywords chosen by Google are show up instead, right? So again, unfortunately, I cannot show you the keywords, but the idea is that I can see that in number 2 spot, it showcases a keyword that is not selected by us. It's a keyword that is shown by Google themselves, right? So what it can tell you is that maybe the keywords that get the most traffic, like for example, this one, is not good enough, that it often gets replaced by Google. It can be a great thing to think about, essentially. You know, it allows you to see what is given to you by Google, how often does your actual keywords show up instead of the ones that are chosen by Google, and stuff like that. So again, very, very useful tool. Hi, it's the Alisher, the editor here. While reviewing my footage, I've noticed that while talking about this part, I accidentally obstructed it with my webcam. So I decided to make this little intrusion where I talk about it again, and where I can actually showcase what I'm talking about. So what I was talking about in that part is this red keyword. It looks pretty scary and it has a stop sign, but in reality, it's not only harmless, but also is very, very useful. So what it showcases is that 16,000 people have decided to, when appearing on this landing page, instead of clicking anything, they have just decided to leave, right? So basically, out of 22,000 that were overall attracted to this landing page, 16,000 have decided to leave without clicking anything. 6,000 have decided to click one of the 3 options, right? And then 4,000 of them have decided to actually click visit website. So as we can see, this unknown keyword part is very, very useful for your analysis. And with that, this little intrusion is over and we go back to the usual video. All right, so basically that is everything for domain actives keyword analyzing tool. Also, I just would like to mention that another very, very useful thing that you can do is multi-key reports. What it does, it allows you to, for example, split take a look at the same data in a different way. So for example, if I add here lender keyword, right? And then add country, I would be able to see how each keyword, how well did it work for each country. If let's say my campaign is targeting 3 different countries, I would be able to see how well did a specific keyword did in country number 1, in country number 2, and in country number 3. So that, again, it can be very, very useful data to understand how well does each keyword perform in each circumstance. You can also try to combine lender keyword with many other options, just to kind of, again, get as much information as possible. That's why I'm saying that Domain Active's analyzing tool is extremely useful and very, very powerful. So when it comes to some of the other feed providers, when it comes to Tonic, you just have to go to Tonic, right? Then you would just simply have to click reports and then choose the time period that you would like to analyze, press run report, and it will download on your computer, and from there you'll be able to do a lot of the similar things that you can do in Domain Active. It's just not as convenient as it is in there. You will have to do it in your like Windows Excel or maybe something from the Open Office. So yeah. Next, System 1 also has a pretty powerful tool that shows a lot of information for you to analyze. All you would have to do is press syndication and then press keyword, and from there, as always, just choose time period and the campaign that you would like to analyze. Then when it comes to bodies, its tools is not as powerful, but you would have to go to reports once again, then click terms and select a time period that you would like to analyze. You can choose the campaign specifically that you would like to analyze, or sorry, in this case, domain that you would like to analyze. And then you'll be able to see how often where each keyword clicked on. It's very little information, but it's better than nothing. Also, Cedo will send you all of these reports, keyword reports, on your email, so you'll be able to analyze it from there. And also, as a kind of like a bonus way, you can also analyze keywords in Clicklflare by setting up keyword rotation. But keyword rotation is a whole other can of worms that perhaps we will go in some other tutorial. But overall, I would say that keyword rotation didn't really work that well for us in the past, so we don't really use it that often. But yeah, when set up correctly, you can take a look at your keywords and how well do they perform in Clicklflare. If you're interested in that, you can always contact the support on Clicklflare's website to get more information from there. But overall, that would be all from me today. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to ask them in the comments. I will answer them and I will explain things to the best of my ability. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your stay, and I hope you will have a wonderful day.